In a small town in West Africa lived a humble young man named Felix. He was the firstborn in a family of 5, his aging parents, a younger brother named Richard, and 2 little sisters. Felix had dreams not just for himself, but for everyone he loved. He was just 22 when he made the biggest decision of his life. With the blessing of his parents and the tears of his then-fiancé Marcel, he left Nigeria for a job opportunity in Dubai. The promise was simple: "I'll suffer today so you all can live better tomorrow." Dubai was not easy. The job wasn't glamorous. He wasn't working in an office or wearing a tie. No, Felix labored under the sun, laying bricks on construction sites, sometimes 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. He shared a tiny room with 5 other men, barely ate, and never spent on himself. Every month, like clockwork, he sent money home. First, it was to pay for his sister's school fees, then money for a plot of land, then funds to build a house, then money for a shop Marcel would manage. Richard, his younger brother, also got money to start a business. Whenever he felt lonely or tired, Felix would look at a worn-out photo he kept in his pocket, his family smiling, Marcel by his side, and he would say to himself, "Just a little longer. One day I'll go home and everything will be worth it." After 12 years, Felix finally returned home. He was now 34. His beard a little grayer, his skin tougher, his hands calloused from years of labour, but his heart was hopeful. At the airport, no one came to welcome him. He thought maybe they were preparing a surprise at home. He reached the family compound, and everything started falling apart. The house he had funded, it didn't exist. The land he bought sold. The shop Marcel was managing, there was no shop. Marcel had married Richard, his own younger brother, and worse, his parents approved it. Confused and heartbroken, Felix confronted them all. "You were gone too long," his mother said. "Marcel needed someone here." "You were just sending money," his father added. "It wasn't your presence we felt, it was your absence." "Richard," he simply said, "you thought you were the hero? You left us behind and expected us to wait?" Marcel didn't even apologize. She just looked at him and said, "You chose to love us from a distance." We moved on, and just like that, everything he had worked for, suffered for, and dreamed about was gone. For weeks, Felix was a shadow. He slept in an uncompleted building, alone. He had no money left, no home, no family. But one day, as he sat under a mango tree, an old woman selling roasted corn sat beside him. She looked at him with kind eyes and said, "When you plant seeds in a farm, you never visit. Snakes will live in your harvest." That hit Felix like lightning. Yes, he had sacrificed, but he had trusted blindly. He had sent seeds without checking the soil. He had left everything in the hands of people who did not carry the same heart as he did. From that day, Felix decided not to be broken. He took up a small job with a local mechanic. Slowly, people saw his work ethic. He began saving again. A friend gave him a spot to rent, and he started a small motorbike parts business. This time, no middleman, no family holding the keys, just him. In 2 years, he rebuilt himself, not for anyone, not to impress, but for his own peace. He didn't seek revenge. He just walked away from those who betrayed him and forgave himself for not knowing better. Moral of the story, a lesson to remember. Hard work is beautiful, but blind trust can destroy its reward. Not everyone you suffer for will honor your suffering. If you send money home, also send accountability. Visit, ask questions, verify. Your presence is a gift. Don't let distance become a silent weapon. Rebuild if you must. Forgive yourself. Begin again. Felix learned the hard way, but today he speaks in schools, in youth forums, In churches telling his story so no one else has to cry the tears he cried alone.